Toyotaro finally breaks his silence on the future of Dragon Ball. This is big news, guys. Not only do we have something that shows us where they are focusing primarily on Dragon Ball, but the entire Dragon Ball Super Chapter 88 has been leaked. So let's go ahead and jump in there and see exactly where the hell this story is actually going and what parts of Dragon Ball Super Superhero are they going to keep intact. Chapter 88, The Birth of Superheroes. The chapter starts with Goku and Vegeta back on Beerus' planet. Goku, Whis, Beerus, and Oracle Fish eat yakisoba noodles while Vegeta looks upon the sky, looking at his new goal of defeating Black Frieza one day, which is something that is tremendous for Vegeta's character in general, because Vegeta needs something to fight for other than trying to surpass Goku. Meanwhile on Earth, two mysterious masked men appear on the streets calling themselves the Cleanup Heroes, Saiyaman X1 and Saiyaman X2, to stop a jewelry store robbery. The robbery and civilians in the are surprised to see the heroes overturn thieves' car. They begin to deliver their heroic lines in front of the people. One of the thugs points a gun at the heroes, but X1 destroys the gun and puts it in a bag and gives it back to the thief. Then the thief charges them with knives, but X1 and X2 dodge them with ease. They finish it with a double kick and the thieves are down on the ground. Cleanup complete, say the two. The heroes unmask themselves after going to the rooftop of a nearby building, and it's none other than Goten and Trunks, who have now grown up. I am glad that they pointed that out. Good job, Toyotaro. They talk about their dialogues and poses being similar to a game hero, Clean God. But Goten tells Trunks not to worry much since they're a duo while the cleanup god works alone. So they don't want to be, committing copyright infringement or being straight posers. Just then, Goten receives a news alert. Trunks gets excited hearing the word robbery, but it's actually a robbery of personal information due to a cyber attack. This makes Trunks lose all his excitement as there's no way they can fight cyber criminals. Goten notes that Trunks isn't so good with computers, which I know there's a lot of controversy going around that Trunks doesn't really know how to use computers, but at the same time, I feel like they're trying to pull Trunks away from Capsule Corporation or his parents in general, and he's trying to be his own thing, so I don't mind it too much. Just then, Goten receives a call from Chi-Chi, who angrily shouts at him for being late to go home after school. But Goten and Trunks haven't told their families about their hero activities, so Goten changes to his regular costume. Trunks wants them to have a wristwatch to switch costumes like Gohan did. Since he can't ask Bulma, he decides to ask Pilaf make them instead. I hope that they focus on and explain why they can't tell everybody that they are heroes when, the Z Fighters are heroes and they've saved Earth multiple times. So I don't understand the secret identity thing when a lot of them can't be hurt anyways. I don't get it. Goten leaves with a flying Nimbus and leaves his superhero outfit with Trunks. Trunks lands on the other side of the street and wonders if he can change his outfit there to go home with the superhero outfit, since he can't risk any civilians to know about his secret hero identity. Trunks gets surprised to spot his grandparents at a nearby flower shop. He quickly puts on his helmet to not let them know about him. Dr. Brief spots him and says, "Oh, aren't you the something man who appeared on the scene earlier?" Trunks introduces himself as hero Saiyaman X1. Dr. Brief pets Dinosaur recognizes Trunks and goes running towards him. Dr. Brief notes that their pet dino doesn't usually bond with anyone other than family so fast, to which Trunks replies that superheroes are loved by all. He orders Dino to sit and he flies away, which is actually a pretty good recovery. Dr. Brief notes that the number of youngsters flying in the sky has increased in the recent days. Dr. Brief's wife, Panchi, comes near him after buying flowers. Upon hearing that Dr. Brief was talking to a superhero, she wishes to talk to a hero one day too. Dr. Brief tells her that superhero's voice sounds very similar to him. Panchi asks Dr. Brief to choose one from the flowers as she plans to gift them to Pan on joining kindergarten recently. Dr. Brief thinks to gift Pan with a fancy airplane since the last time he saw her, she was upset she couldn't fly like Piccolo and the others, which again connects us straight to superhero. Suddenly, Dino notices something. It's the Capsule Corp's helper robots running away from a zombie. Next day at Capsule Corporation, Trunks goes to Pilaf to ask him about the wristwatches. Pilaf tells him that Trunks is ready and hands over to him. Goten's will be done in a day's time, which I guess Pilaf is a inventor or really knows about electronics and stuff like that now. In return of keeping this a secret, Pilaf asks Trunks to keep the stealing of Dragon Balls a secret from Bulma. Trunks agrees and reminds him about his part of the deal, to which Pilaf says that he hasn't even told Shu and Mai about their hero activities. So it should be a red flag that Pilaf is about to do something very, very dangerous with the Dragon Balls, because that's all he ever talks about and ever wants to do. I hope it's not turning Goku into a kid, but again, I don't think that's a very smart idea. But at the same time, I think them adding that in here means that Pilaf is going to be very helpful for the future of this arc. Suddenly, Bulma interrupts from behind, asks what they're talking so secretly. Trunks gets surprised but manages to avoid the question. Bulma asks him if it isn't school time. Trunks runs for his school but sees Mai and Shu pick up a heavy box and stops to help her. Shu asks Trunks to help him lift his boxes too, but Trunks ignores him and leaves after blushing and saying Mai goodbye. Bulma notices this, that, you know, your son likes a 60-year-old lady, you know, that wished herself to be young but still has the mentality of a 60-year-old or whatever how old she was. Bulma confronts Pilaf by telling him that she saw him sneak into his room and steal the Dragon Balls from there in the surveillance camera. Since he's obviously gonna wish for something silly, Bulma wants him to hand them over to her to keep them in safe hands. Trunks leaves for school riding a bicycle similar to what Gohan rode in We Got a Power Song, just not a Capsule Corp model. Trunks arrives at school, the Blue Hall High School. He sneaks into his class from a window, but the teacher spots him and punishes him for being late. Trunks' friend Compass asks him about the reason he's late, to which Trunks replies that he's been busy with some after-school work. Compass assumes it's related to Capsule Corp since Trunks is going to become the next president, but Trunks makes it clear that he doesn't wish to be in that position, again pushing himself away from Capsule Corp and Vegeta. He wants more excitement in his life. That job is too boring, he thinks. Trunks' friends Lula invites him to Butterfly Mountain for a test of courage game since the school hockey players reported ghost sighting. Trunks backs out saying it's too boring, but in reality he's too afraid of ghosts. Oh my god. After school, Trunks invites Goten to come over and play Clean God game. Trunks wants to be more active in his real life hero time, not in the game playing as a hero. Seeing Trunks watch, Goten can't wait for his too. Trunks tells him that he used the watch once during recess to go buy 2 movie tickets to Clean God's first day showing. Goten thinks the ticket is for him, but Trunks tells him that he wants Mai to go out with her. Trunks goes to the lab to ask out Mai for a movie that Saturday, but she rejects the invite as everyone in the lab is busy fixing the helper robots that I'm assuming got trashed by the zombies. Trunks asks the reason why so many robots suddenly needed fixing, so Shu tells him that these robots became disobedient and ran away from their owners' houses. Pilaf believes that this is no malfunction, must be someone's doing. Shu tells that according to some rumors, there's a group of people who appeared at night and modify the robots, causing them to malfunction. Trunks thinks to catch those guys to free Mai for next Saturday. Trunks gets Goten and goes out to the streets at night. The boys don't see anything suspicious in the area. Goten mentions that there have been reports of ghost sightings in that area too. Trunks shivers in fear. While Goten is calm, Trunks says that as the son of a scientist, he can't believe ghosts are real. But Goten reminds him that both Goku and Vegeta both died once and came as ghosts to the real world, which I guess that's true. Trunks bumps into a seriously injured faced man, gets scared, and hides in the alley. I know we're going slice of life, I know we're going comedy, but Toyotaro, man, I don't know, man. I don't want Trunks to be scared of monsters, and it wouldn't, I'm trying to think, would it make sense for him to be scared of monsters? I mean, he's seen plenty of monsters. He wasn't scared as a child. Remember, he wasn't scared of Majin Buu at all. So, I don't know. I don't know about this. Goten notices a seriously injured faced man do something with a remote to an old man's robot. Trunks thinks he's wearing such a mask to scare people. A car passes by the boys with bright lights blinding them. They suspect the culprit is inside the car, so they follow it. It leads them to a rumored Butterfly Mountain where ghosts are sighted the most. Trunks is scared. He wants to go home, but Goten wants to continue. Goten reminds him that solving this case would let Mai go on a movie date with him. Trunks overcome his fear and is now ready to solve the case. Trunks and Goten find out that their helper robots were reprogrammed to work at their factory. A heavily injured man in bandages notices intruders, but it's actually Trunks' friends. The man in bandages grabs Compass by the neck. Trunks asks Goten to wait outside as he transforms into Saiyaman X1 and goes inside to save them. He arrives at the nick of time and saves Compass. The zombies gang up on Trunks, but he easily sends them flying. Trunks hits their leader with a obstacle punch, but he blocks it. He says his body had been modified to withstand a certain amount of impact. Yet it shouldn't be more than Trunks is producing, honestly. As Trunks is about to try out another one of his finishing moves, the watch times out. He loses his costume and his identity is revealed to his friends. Goten destroys the lights and takes away the schoolmates to safety, leaving them hallucinate into seeing Trunks as Saiyaman X1, or him telling them that that's what they saw. Back in the factory, Trunks defeats the leader by going into Super Saiyan, which is overkill in my opinion. Trunks finds a safe. In it was a disc titled Dr. Gero. He takes it home to check it later. Super Cop Krillin arrives on the spot. He was there as he got a report from a nearby resident seeing moving corpses in the area. Trunks gets shocked in fear hearing moving corpses. Krillin further informs them that recently many bodies were stolen from the mortuary. People who saw those dead bodies moving here reported to the station. Some time later, Dr. Hito returns to the factory at Butterfly Mountain. He notices all his Alpha soldiers knocked down on the ground. Alpha 12 leader gives him Trunks' school badge and says that this kid from this school did this. Dr. Hito is pissed to see that Dr. Gero's disc is missing from his safe. The sushi business was starting to catch pace now, but thanks to Trunks, Dr. Hito has to find a new business to carry out his expenses. Next day, Trunks comes to the lab to go out to the movie with Mai, but Pilaf tells him that a lot of severely broken helper robots were collected from Butterfly Mountain, so they need to fix it or they can't go to sleep. Trunks realizes it was him who did that to those robots. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck and say that I honestly really do like that Trunks is kind of trying to be his own person. It's more focused on Trunks, although I would love it to be focused on Goten a little bit more, but hey, you take what you can get. But at the same time, I feel like they're dumbing down Trunks in a similar fashion that they've dumbed down Goku. So hopefully that doesn't come into fruition. Hopefully that's something that maybe I'm misanalyzing here. Maybe it's a lot cooler in the actual chapter itself, which seems to be like, again, this went really fast. There was a lot of stuff that happened here, so I think that this chapter is going to be, or this arc is going to be fairly quick. But at the same time, it wasn't that bad, but there are some things, again, with Trunks and dumbing him down that seem to be like, I don't know why they would do something like this. And this is the thing that Toyotaro just revealed, just dropped. This is artwork for Jump Festa 2023, and it is Saiyaman X1 and Saiyaman X2. We finally get to see what the colors are, what they look like. To me, they're like a mixture of like Saiyaman and Saiyan outfits a little bit, with red capes for some reason. At least Trunks gets his little scarf like he had back in Dragon Ball GT. But at the same time, this shows to me that because this is the only thing that we've gotten so far, at least the first thing that we've gotten so far for Dragon Ball and Jump Festa, that more likely this Jump Festa is going to be heavily influenced or focused on Dragon Ball's manga again, and maybe this web anime that's rumored or whatever anime is coming out might be on the back burner, might not be a Jump Festa, but I'm hoping that I'm completely wrong on all these points and we actually get something that is about the anime, not just the manga. As for this arc, to be honest, I don't see it being one of my favorites. It's not starting out as one of my favorites so far, but we'll see. The chapter hasn't dropped yet. I'll give you guys my points on the chapter once it finally drops. Let me know what you guys thought. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.